everyone. I have just finished wrapping up last week's vlog. It is now 35 past 12 on Saturday the 24th of May and I'm actually at home alone at the moment. Bella has just been picked up by her dad and she's gone over to his to spend up until next Friday with him. I had her an extra night this week and last night Ben and I took her out to dinner to a restaurant that we kind of wanted to try, and she wasn't allowed the kids menu because honestly the kids menus everywhere, they're just so shit. Does everything have to be like chicken and chips or fried fish or fried calamari and chips? Like even last night they had a couple of pasta dishes. None of them had protein, which I think a good old-fashioned bolognese, which they do a lasagna at this restaurant, can I just say. So they have a meat sauce there, but for some reason they don't want to put that with the pasta in the kids menu. It just drives me nuts. I'm not having Bella just sit and eat refined carbs all the time. So she wasn't allowed the kids menu. She did have to eat the food that we kind of ordered and were sharing, which to be honest, like she ate probably as much as Ben did last night using that menu, eating from that menu, and so clearly it was the right decision to do that. So that was really lovely. Sorry, I'm playing with my collar because this jumper has a bit of wool in it and wool makes me so itchy. Like I am someone who I would rather an acrylic jumper than I would one made of wool. Like it's just, it itches me to no end. So I'm trying to like pull up my collar, the collar of my t-shirt to prevent it from itching my neck, but then I'm like looking in the camera and I can see how bunched up the collar is. It's so frustrating. Anyway, so the restaurant we went to last night was called, you know what, I'm gonna link it down below because I can't remember what the name is, but it's at our local kind of shopping area, precinct, I think is the best way. It's a new one. And like I said, it was a restaurant that Ben and I wanted to try. I think I may have sent Ben like something on Instagram about it before, but last Saturday we had to go do a late night shop at Woolies because we needed stuff for breakfast the next day, and it was jam-packed at 9:30, nearly 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday, which in Canberra, in a suburban restaurant as well, like this isn't the city obviously, but in Canberra at 9:30 even on a Saturday night, in suburbia for a restaurant to be that busy, you know that it's good because that's just unheard of, especially given we are kind of nearing winter as well. So anyway, we wanted to try it, we tried it, it was really good, and then we took Bella to go see the new Lilo and Stitch, which I got an ice cream, so I was very happy. Ben and Bella shared some chocolates. I think they got Maltesers and what's the other one? Peanut M&Ms. They got a massive slushie as well between them, and yeah, we ended up watching that movie and it was so good. I have to admit, I think when Lilo and Stitch first came out, it was never one of my childhood movies. It was definitely my sister's. She loved it, but I never really got into it. But Bella's started watching it recently, I think because of the fact that this movie was coming out, so she's seeing it everywhere and all the merchandise is about. But yeah, she's been watching it quite a lot lately on Disney Plus, sorry, and because there's a few different Lilo and Stitch movies on there, she's been getting her dose of that. But then watching the live action one, which I'm actually like so anti the live action remakes just in general from Disney, and I think we can all admit that they are pretty shit in general, but this one was really good and I really enjoyed myself. So that was last night. Then today Ben and I kind of had a bit of a lie-in, although we got out of bed at about 9:15. I got Bella breakfast and then Bella and I went and visited a new horse riding school. New for us, not new in general. We had our trail ride last weekend, which was at Forest Riding School, but they are completely booked out at the moment for beginner classes, and so I've kind of reached out to another couple of schools in Canberra, and we went and saw this one this Saturday. Next Saturday we'll go to the last one that I reached out to, then we'll kind of compare and see how we go. But the lady this morning at this school was so lovely, and I really appreciate when people are just nice, like not just like polite, but like, you know, really engaging and really just lovely. And you know, she was, obviously I'm the mum so I make the decision, but she was like talking to Bella about it and, you know, telling her like, oh, make sure you nag mum and dad, like make sure this happens and all this kind of thing. And so she's a really, like, it's highly likely that we will go to this school, but we will see. I don't want to completely forget about next week's one just yet. So that's what we've done today, and then we came back and we just picked up some sushi and we had a quick lunch before Bella's dad came and picked her up. So, which reminds me, I actually have to send him a text message outlining Bella's treatment plan. The poor girl, she was complaining, I think on Wednesday, about her eye being sore, and I thought she must have just gotten something in it at school that day and like continued to rub it and therefore like was causing pain. But then she woke up yesterday morning and her eye was completely swollen and purple. So it turns out she has a sty, which the poor girl, she's now on 2 lots of antibiotics. I think the doctors overprescribed the antibiotics, if I'm completely honest, but I think that you know, given how swollen her eye is, and it's gone down a little bit, but it's not 100% even over like a full day of treatment and obviously overnight and rest and sleep and all of that kind of thing. So we'll give her the oral antibiotics, I think, for another couple of days and see how it goes, and then stop. And she's got a topical antibiotic as well. So we'll keep going with that, which I'm more comfortable with because obviously it doesn't impact like your gut flora and all of that kind of thing. So we'll see. But I do need to message her dad before I forget. But anyway, I was actually just on here to say hello and welcome you to another vlog. I don't really know what we're going to get up to this weekend. Obviously, it's just Ben and I, because now that Bella's at her dad's. He is currently at the gym, as always. I feel like whenever I talk about him, he is at the gym. He goes every single day. It's very rare for him to have a rest day. Although actually, I will say this last week, he had 2. So he came and kind of, I knew he was coming, but he came home early, I think Wednesday, and surprised Bella, because obviously when I have her, she and I are at my place, and obviously we talk and we see Ben throughout the week, but she normally knows it's happening. But he surprised her on Wednesday, came over, they played the Nintendo Switch and we had dinner and all of that kind of thing. So he had a rest day then, and then last night, because dinner was quite early because of the movie, he had another rest day. So he's at the gym, no doubt killing his body at the moment, and then I'll head over later on today. I do want to tidy up my house because it's been raining. My floors downstairs need a vacuum and a mop because all the dead leaves from the trees around my house kind of stick to your shoes when they're wet and find their way into my house. And I also have like shoe prints sort of around my front door where you kind of walk in and have to remove your shoes, but that obviously leaves a little bit of a mess. Anyway, I need to do that. And I think I'm also going to make myself a nice comforting drink just because I'm in the mood as well, and I'll sip that while I'm doing my housework. But anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video and joining me. I just switched off the camera and I turned around and I just realized I have a dirty fry pan and egg lift on my stove from breakfast this morning. So we're just going to ignore that that was there momentarily. But something that I haven't shown you because I'm so slack with vlogging is these little reusable cold drink smoothie, iced coffee, little keep cups that I had purchased Bella and I got them from Amazon, although I think there are a few different stores that do stock them. But Amazon's just easy because obviously you order it and it arrives on your door the next day, which is definitely my preference when it comes to online shopping. So I ordered 2 of them, one for me first, and then Bella got FOMO, and so I had to order her one. These are the large size, which when it arrived, I thought that it was way too small. And wasn't at all as big as I expected. To be honest, I think I was expecting something that, Bella got this last night when we went to Lilo and Stitch, but I think I was expecting something that was like this size. And then when this rocked up, I was like, this is tiny. Like, how am I going to fit my iced coffee in it? It's actually perfect, but it does come in 2 sizes. This is the large. So if you wanted anything bigger than that, I don't think you can. But again, it is actually just perfect. I have put smoothies in here as well, especially for Bella. Mine's predominantly iced coffee whenever I use this, or a matcha. But they are big enough, definitely, for the size smoothies that we have. But yeah, they're just really cute. They are the brand Keep Cup, which means that they're really good quality as well. They are plastic, they're not glass, so that's just something to bear in mind. But I like that. I like that if I accidentally drop it, it's not going to smash into a million pieces. Again, especially because Bella has one, and I just don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, I'll link this down below. Like I said, I got it from Amazon, and I just really like it. It's just a really good thing that I have in my pantry for when I need it. Obviously, it gets used less this time of year, but it's useful nonetheless. Before we commence working on the house, I've had a quick wardrobe change because I've decided that after I clean each room, I'm going to do 10 minutes on the treadmill just so I make sure that I actually get my steps in as well as clean the house. I really do need to devote some time to finding a new cleaner. I still haven't from when I let my last one go. But because we plan on moving soonish, I figured what's the point of getting them to start here if I'm going to be moving anyway. I don't know if that makes any sense or if it's like the mentality I should be adopting, but it just removes one thing from my to-do list, I guess, although that is quickly replaced with having to actually clean my own mess, which takes up so much time. I'm such a slow cleaner, but I think it's because I'm so thorough when I clean. Like, I'm the type of person who will focus on a room, but I'll go through like the drawers and cupboards as well. Like, I'm that level of clean, and then it just takes all my time, and then I do things like not finish vlogging or not upload a vlog because I haven't had time to edit, or not finish a blog post because I haven't had time to edit. Anyway, it's a slippery slope. But this actually should have appeared in my last vlog because it actually came last week. But this is my 3rd SKIMS tracksuit that I have bought in about 6 weeks. 4th, actually, if we include the fact that I actually got Ben one for his birthday, because I bought myself one, a black one, and that was the first ever purchase from SKIMS that I'd made, and I quickly fell in love with that one. And then it snowballed to me buying myself a second one, which I'll show you in a second. And then I thought, you know what, these are actually so lovely, but they're so expensive that I feel like it's almost in the territory, well, I feel as though it is in the territory of birthday present. So I bought Ben one. He loves it, and he plans on buying himself more. But then they had their sale, and so I had to, of course, buy myself another, which I feel like 3 tracksuits to get me through winter, because I had one. I was left with one from last winter. The other 2 I had to chuck out. And to be honest, I started to despise the one that I'd been left with after I bought the first black SKIMS one, because I loved that one so much and I love the cut. And even though it is loungewear, like, it just makes me feel a lot nicer and more put together in these than I was in the other one that I had. So I've still got the pants from the last one, but I've just tossed the hoodie because that was sort of what I kind of had the biggest problem with because of the cut of the body of the jumper. It was just really unflattering. It was a weird length, so I couldn't even do like that millennial tuck into my pants, and I just didn't feel nice in them. And if I don't feel nice in my clothes, what's the point in keeping them? So as you will see, I have the grey set on at the moment. One thing to consider is that I feel all of the jumpers are consistent in the cut and the shape of them. However, I find the pants are a little bit different with each of the different sets that I have. So this grey one, I love it. This is my first time wearing it. I think it came maybe a couple of days ago, but I was waiting to like fully dirty the set that I was currently wearing before I like traded it over to this one. But this one is, I feel, a little bit of a skinnier cut than my pink set, which are the same size because the black bottoms are a small. These are an extra small. The small is actually like way too big for me, but I can manage to keep them up when I do up the drawstring, so I've kept them. But these ones, like I said, the grey is skinnier than the pink, which is a little bit frustrating because when I'm buying different colors of the same style of clothes, I'm buying it because I like the style. I just want a different color. So I don't know why they're cut slightly different, but anyway, I still love these nonetheless. As I said, these are an extra small. My jumpers, I like them to have a bit more room, so they are a small instead of an extra small. I really like how the elastic brings it in at the bottom of the hoodie as well. My last ones were very up and down, and as I said, they were an awkward length, so I couldn't even add shape by tucking them in because they wouldn't stay in the pant. These are a thinner cotton than my last set, which, sorry, I should say they were all from Cuba. Again, I did that thing where I thought I liked a style, bought multiple colors of them. Anyway, since getting these, I obviously realized I didn't like them that much. I like these more. But they are, even though they're a thinner cotton, they are still really warm and really lovely, and I like them a lot. The pink and black. So here is the pink. I know, very unlike me to get a color, but it is such a muted baby pink that I was totally down for it. This one is obviously a crew neck instead of a hoodie. And then we've got the black over here as well, but I've got the hoodie and the black pant, which I said is the wrong size. The only thing about the black set is the fact that it seems to be, it's that type of fabric where, and obviously not helped by the fact that it's black, but it's that type of fabric that kind of attracts random bits of fluff and things like that. So I actually, I'm a bit insane when it comes to my personal presentation. Oh, and that of Bella as well, I guess, in that I use the clothing brush to remove all the fluff from my tracksuit, even if I'm lounging around the house. But I am also that person who will iron my loungewear and my pajamas, just because I like it to be wrinkle-free and nice to wear. And I find that ironing clothes as well softens the fabric after it's been washed, so I'm using that as my excuse as well. I do also iron my jeans, but I iron them for that reason, because the iron softens them, which I feel like there's nothing worse than a freshly washed pair of jeans. So I'm using that as my excuse for being a complete Nazi when it comes to my clothes. But anyway, I've also put on a sports crop top under this because, as I said, I want to get my steps up. I've increased my target number of steps for each day from 10,000 to 15,000. 10,000 I found was like just way too easy and wasn't really giving me that sense of satisfaction that I was kind of seeking in hitting a steps target. So I bumped it up to 15,000, and so I need to do in order to do that, I need to consciously make sure that I'm moving to ensure that I hit that, because I'm not one of those people that accidentally hits 15,000. I need to work on it. And so that's why I'm going to do 10 minutes on the treadmill after I clean every room. But in order to do that, I do actually need to clean. And so I'm going to put this away and I'm going to focus on cleaning for the next couple of hours.
I'm gonna plan on that.